What's up, guys? Welcome back to the TCG Scrubs podcast. Colin's eating donuts. Let's just watch them. Go ahead, eat it. Keep going.
You guys like that? They're doing it for you?
It probably is. But anyways, welcome back another week, and as usual, everything brought to us by Happy Little Hug Factory. You guys interested in checking them out, you can visit their website in the link in the description below. Lets them know that we sent you over. You go over there and you can pre-order the new set, it's Awakening of the Ancients, for $80. You can also check out their Buylist or even check out some singles they may have. They also do Caster's Chronicles. And yeah, link in the description below. Also, this cool little playmat, we did a video on it the other day, just a brief video. You can go check that out. Dragon nice. Claw.
It's
DKP.com. We'll do a more extensive review on it here soon, especially me and Colin actually going out and playing with it in the elements outside in the wind. But check them out as well. You can pick up one of these. It's a magnetic playmat is what it is. Could be a little bit larger, but for its size, it's not bad. And then lastly...
link in the description below.
Yep. And lastly, patreon.com/TCG Scrubs, where we upgrade equipment thanks to some of the support you guys offer us. And yeah, we do a Patreon podcast as well. We haven't done deck reviews in a while. I'm sure if anybody has one they want to submit, we can go do one over there on the Patreon podcast. Or we'll mention the Patreon podcast again, but... yeah. So, interesting week, I guess. Some stuff here and there.
Just a little bit of stuff.
Just a little bit. I was going to start off with, like, the promos for May were shown. And the reason why I want to bring it up is because, like, we've had Stone, and there should be one more Stone, the green one, I believe it is. But it's not just 2 promos for May. We also know signs of, like, what the rest of the world got, which sorry, I was distracted you drinking your chocolate milk, which is the Donut Drone and Air or the Cat and Azazel cards. No signs of those, but at least we're getting something new.
Which sucks because like that was one of the big things of like, hey, we're not reprinting the star decks, but at least we'll get the main cards as promos to you guys. And now the promos are single promo is probably worth more than a single star deck is worth now of those. So it's like. It kind of sucks for people who are trying to get in the game and want to get star decks or the specific cards, especially like Air and Donut Drones are pretty staply in their respective decks, so that kind of sucks.
Air
but
especially.
I was really looking for it because I really want that Donut Drone.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting a couple Airs because that would help me expand to like say 2 decks to cluster in the New Frontiers deck.
Yeah.
And they're nice too.
That's true. Having just extras to put in other decks or Epic Stories or Wander or what have you.
Great. And for those who don't know, you actually have to use their tournament software from Force of Will. Was it TCG Meister or something like that?
TCG Meister.
In order to recognize that you're a store who's got people playing the game, and then they'll send over promos as a result. The greater number of players, they'll adjust accordingly to send more promos or whatnot. And that's how you have to do it. If you're on Facebook, I'd say go check out the global group or the what's the other group they made? The one where they talk constructive stuff.
I know.
It's more meta talk. Svetlana created it. We'll see if we can create a page on our website with all the screenshots of how... apparently it's really complicated. To me, it's complicated. Me and Colin were flipping through it, screenshots.
It's way more complicated than it ever should be. It's dumb.
Yeah.
Like, I used a website to do our top 8 this last time we had played, and I just put up the website. Yeah. I was just like, do. Okay, it's set up. Boo, boo, boo. And so all Force Will needs to do is just have that and do, and then have a submit button at the bottom. And that's it. You're done. You're ready to go. And this one was so weird how it was set up, and just visually from a design perspective.
I felt so sorry.
It was terrible.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I felt so sorry.
There's lag, guys, by the way, if we're talking over each other.
So I feel so sorry for somebody because I remember seeing somebody who was from South America who was like, we're doing it. We're not getting any promos. And I feel like they ultimately had given up at some point. I saw them selling a collection on the marketplace. And then Svetlana posts all the screenshots of how to do it. And they're like, oh, that's a submit button? That's how complicated it is. They didn't know how to properly submit it. So I feel sorry that somebody missed out on promos as a result.
You know how complicated it is? Because it's cool that Svetlana put that step-by-step. But there should not have to be a step-by-step guide to use tournament software and submit the results. That's the most basic thing ever. And obviously the better thing to do would... I don't know. I feel like this is way more complicated than it needs to be. I feel like the easier thing to do would just be to do a player ID system like Pokemon. Just unique randomized numbers that correspond to players, and they just log that in when they go to an event. I feel like that's.
I remember when we started
easier.
playing. I think right before we jumped in, somebody. So Europe has that. Like I know Italy has it. They have the player ID system with the little cards or plastic cards, and they register that way. And so somebody in the U.S. was trying to develop that for U.S. players, and Forza was like, no. I hear this what they said. It was like, no, we're working on that. You can't do that. So they stopped doing it, and look where we are. 3 years later, we never got it.
This is the story of everyone's life for a lot of this.
Yeah. But either way, cool promos. Hopefully we get them. I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, it seems like you guys have it set up fine. So, barring, crazy stuff happening, we should get it.
Yeah.
Do you?
Well,
Does your store have it set up, Joey?
Oh yeah, no, it's over in the back.
Yeah. Real quick before we get farther, we want to announce the winner of the last Star Deck giveaway from last week on the podcast. We announced the Red Star Deck last week, the winner of that. Last week we gave away the Blue Star Deck, so the winner of that one was, and this is all courtesy of.
While he's doing it, it's courtesy of Happy Little Hug Factory. Yeah. They found some extra starter decks, and instead of selling them, they actually gave them to us to give away to you guys. So each week we're giving one of the starter decks away to somebody different, so that we can get some of these into more hands. It is going to be U.S. only, or was it continental U.S. you say? Yeah. Only because of how much it costs to ship overseas, unfortunately. So. Yeah.
So the winner of this one was Daniel Negri.
Nigiri?
I'm not sure. We'll be sending you an email shortly, so if you don't have to worry about it. Check your email and check your spam in case. But we'll send you an email asking for your address. It looks like he might be near you, Joey. But the thing that won him was visiting our Facebook page. So he won the Blue Starter Deck. So congrats on you. The next Starter Deck we'll be giving away, and this is the last one from Happy Little Hug Factory, is the green one. So this is Hanzo and Chimimi. So this is the probably one that probably a lot of you guys were waiting for. So there'll be a link of description below. Just click on that, do whatever you need to enter into it, and that competition will end sometime on this upcoming Sunday. And then that's after that is when we record, and we'll announce that final winner. And after that, we're going to ship all three out at the same time, just to save us trips to the post office, because it is nowhere convenient for any of us.
And I would say this is the one everybody's waiting for, because we do spoilers once a week, Monday nights, but that Chimimi Master Rune came out during the week, so that'd be something we're covering on Monday, right?
Was that a Chimimi Master?
Yeah. Because Hans already has
his. Oh my gosh! For some reason, when I first saw that, I just defaulted to Hanzo Master in my head.
He has table flip, so this is hers.
Well, I thought they were doubling up on it. I don't like. I don't know why.
More Master.
I was so confused. I didn't even think about it. I was gonna go up and look at it again.
Yeah. And it's a what was it? 1 or 2 costs in the end?
1 cost.
So it's in the end, it's a 1 cost when you play with her. And you pretty much control your opponent's blocks for the rest of that turn.
And allegedly, you can declare no blockers for them.
As of right now in the CR, you can declare no blockers. And as per a snide comment from Jeff, he said he doubts they will update the CR at any point. So
you gotta give,
it's a 1 cost.
You gotta give his snarky response like, "You're still expecting CR updates?"
Yeah.
So it's a 1 cost, either swing into your opponent with everything you have, or a 1 cost, pretty much wipe your opponent's field and maybe have extra damage go through, stuff like that.
Yeah,
especially in a Chimimi deck, like that's nasty.
Yeah, that's super nasty in a Chimimi deck, and especially when you switch to Wander, or even I guess even in Current, you could do like. I'm not saying this is good or not, but imagine doing some cool combos of the one that gives all of your resonators a crap ton of attack and pierce to end a turn. And so you swing in and just have your opponent, if it's not enough to KO them, then you just have your opponent block with all the resonators and have the pierce go through.
Are you talking about Fair's command? Because I feel like that just wins you the game anyways.
Fair's.
Like, You don't need to
No, not
play
usually.
fancier.
Yeah.
If you're able
Just
to
don't block.
properly
Just
block,
swing it with
the
everything.
thing what stops first command is proper blocking with proper stuff or
I mean, it
counter
gives, like,
spells.
2,000
But if they can't
attack.
block,
Is
if they can't block,
Because
it's 1,000, Joey.
Yeah, 1,000 with Pierce.
Yeah. Anyways,
Gains 1,000 with
point
Pierce,
is,
plus whatever.
it's a stupid card.
Yeah, I know.
And-
And
yeah,
I think
agree.
the interesting part was on Twitter. Mike Rance asked Jeff. He was like, "Hey, so is this the craziness? Like, you said the set was cocaine, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, no, this is not even the craziest stuff in my opinion. Like, that's still to come."
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah. So we'll see. Find out more of our thoughts on spoiler talk, I guess.
Yeah, which you already
should have
did
come out today.
last night. But
So they're probably watching this, being like, "Okay, this is super repetitive. Don't know why we're talking about this."
listen, guys, we're struggling for topics here, right?
No, we're not.
We're
we
not.
literally have
Yeah.
too many topics. I said we have too many
Look,
topics.
we've already burned
Oscar.
through 3 of them, and we're only like 11 minutes in.
The minute we get to the 50-minute mark and we're only partway through one of the main topics I want to talk about, I'm going to be so mad, Oscar.
Okay,
I'm
well, let's
genuinely
All
gonna
right,
be-
we'll keep going.
Keep
So,
rolling.
so speaking of spoilers, Argent Saga is actually releasing. But look, what, Colin? Go ahead.
No,
Yeah,
go
that's
ahead.
a
Go
good
ahead.
Argent
Segue.
Saga spoilers are being released. They showed off. I thought I guess when they on our website they have intro decks you can go sign up for. I thought it was just gonna be one intro deck, like, hey, here you go, default one. It looks like there's 5 of them. I guess for one each color, because they revealed all of them one day, and now they're doing another one, which is a red one now.
Yeah, did you wait? What are you confused about?
Intro decks, like the teaching decks that they're sending
Yeah.
to stores. I thought it would just be one default intro deck. Here, go learn the game, that you enjoy it, but they're doing
Yeah.
5 different colors, is what it looks like. So 5 different decks.
No, Oscar's confused. So you
Okay.
have the free demo deck, which is half of the light deck, and then you have the actual intro deck, which there's 5 of them, and that's the one that you buy.
I guess the title is what confused me, saying intro deck instead of just starter deck. And
They're not called starter decks; they're called intro.
Okay.
decks.
So
If you watch those cool Argent Saga videos, you'd know they're called intro decks.
Which Jeremy, what's it called? Narrated. The y'all's recent
Jeremy Franklin?
Jeremy Franklin of Ruler School did the voice of
Yeah.
the newest video, right?
You sounded confused.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, I'm
he
trying to
did
remember the
the
name of the video. Is it
voiceover.
a Kickstarter video? Is that what it was?
No. You guys will know when
That's
that
the-
Kickstarter
that's a
video.
big
That
one.
Kickstarter video is going to be the bomb. But not to toot my own horn, but no, this which I highly recommend going and subscribing it. If you go to the Argent Saga Facebook page, you'll see hopefully a video going over the announcement of the release date and everything. So if you follow that, it's the Argent Saga YouTube page. That'll be the official YouTube page. So make sure to go and subscribe to that. I'm still working on some stuff on it. I'm having some technical difficulties, but it should be all nice and pretty and ready to go. But it's not something that like we're doing. This is something through Argent Saga, the company that. But so that'll be the official Argent Saga company page. So I highly recommend going and checking that out because it'll have that new video and other new videos on it, which announce that you can now get those intro decks and booster sets through your locals, and distributors start pre-ordering them and getting all that stuff in.
Yeah. So the cool part is the
pretty
spoilers
exciting.
are coming out now. They're doing a few cards each day, and I think what we'll do is we'll print some out, and then just give it like the way we do with Force of Will, and play some starter deck games, proxy starter deck games.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. It's because I like the straightforward nature of the gameplay. As far as like, I like not having to keep track of life totals and stuff like that because it just uses the tower. So it'd be really easy just to print it and get going. We don't have a huge tower selection, so it's just going to be nice and straightforward. I feel like the intro decks are there's nothing too crazy probably going on from what has been spoiled so far. It's pretty. It's like the new Valhalla Stardex is a pretty good comparison where it's got cool stuff in it, but it's pretty easy to dip your toe into that and get going.
Yeah, from what I was reading is it comes with a playset of every card in a starter deck except for one card, which is supposed to be a really good card that's only a 1 of in the deck. And
Correct.
each deck has their own unique one card that's like that.
Yeah.
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 and those cards can only be found in the starter deck.
I don't know.
Intro deck.
I'll have to look that up to find out.
I was gonna say that sounds
I forget.
really annoying.
Oh no, they are.
Well,
They're
that's-
unique to the starter decks, but his name's Jeff, who works in the game, said, but I hear that there's some really cool full art promos coming out soon. So it could be those unique cards get full art promos that you can actually get Assuming it's just from what he was saying,
Yeah.
he's part of the game creation. So,
And that's how outside of Force of Will, that's how almost every card game works with their intro or starter decks and stuff like that. That's how Transformers is with their cards.
Like
and
Magic
stuff.
Magic doesn't have really good cards in their starter deck, so you don't need to buy 4 starter decks to get a copy.
That's a set problem. You're like, no, Magic doesn't have that problem because their decks are shit. So.
I'm just
like, that's worse. I think.
I can't comment about like Pokemon starter decks are pretty shit too, right?
Pokemon's worse. Pokemon starter decks are way
so my
worse.
point is that
with the exception of their battle decks.
No, they're worse, but they're a special product every now and then. It's like a dual deck or a special deck of some sort. We'll usually,
I just said the battle decks.
Yeah, we'll usually throw in some kind of cool card that's meta played or something like that. Like they did have alternate art hollow Sycamore at once. What?
But those aren't exclusive to the starter decks. Like they're in the regular set too.
They're in the regular set, but you're getting custom looking cards. Right. So it's like instead of getting what the Sycamore everybody else runs, you get the cool looking Sycamore that only a few people are going to run.
My point was just that locking a card just to the starter deck, and it's only a one of in the starter deck and not in the regular set, sounds like. And if that card is like a really OP strong card, then that's just like a money grab to me.
I'm okay with it because my biggest thing with starter decks and intro decks and all that. And I said this first of all, is I like when there's actually incentive to buy more decks. Like that's why I like the CFC starter decks that had the dice and everything and the 3 booster packs because I bought all the colors. And if I was like, oh, I don't want to buy a booster box, but I'll buy another starter deck because it adds half foils, so I'll get more foils, I'll get more dice, I'll get more booster packs. It was incentive to buy more starter decks, which was I liked because I wanted to. A smaller purchase that I could do for the game.
I kind of get that, but I was only buying like multiple starter decks because of the dice, and like that was worth it in the end. Like you can't find those dice anymore. Yeah.
If it's a unique card and they have one other thing inside of, I don't know what comes in these intro decks, but if they have one other thing, whether it be dice or one booster pack or anything, then I think it's 100% worth it to get.
All right, but if this card is like a meta defining card that it ends up being like a must play in certain decks. And it's only locked to starter decks, like that's incredibly annoying. I'm not gonna bitch about it.
You just go to secondary market. If it's a meta card, then it's going to be expensive no matter what.
The secondary market is going to be price increase because of there's no supply.
Yeah, but the price is going to cap at $20 because that's a starter deck, and at that point you're going to buy a starter deck.
So I need to pay $20 for one
Listen,
card?
No, I just said it'll cap at $10 at max, Joey. There's no way anyone would charge more than $10 for a card that's guaranteed in a $20 starter deck. Is my end point I was about to say.
At the end of the day, though, we got used to Force of Will.
And
Force of Will printed to Oblivion and made sure everybody got the cards they needed. And prices were low. But most other card games, people want their value, There's going to be an incentive now for, like, the secondary market to, like, blow up because of this. I'm glad to hear that there might be promos of that, and it makes me want to go now play at locals. Makes me want to earn those cards. If 1 month is this one, is a red card, but I want a green one, well, then like I'm gonna try harder on the green month. You know what I'm saying? Like different things like that. So we'll see how it unfolds in the end. I thought it was a cool idea that they're doing the promos of them. I was gonna say something else about these decks, but I guess we'll see what comes of it. We still got some time.
It's also, remember, play sets of 3, not 4, so it's also way easier to get the cards you need. Even if it was $20 a card, that's $60 for a super meta-defining card that breaks the game. Quite enjoy.
That should have been just available in the deck, but one time. But whatever.
It is available in the deck.
Joey, if it was a 3 of in the deck, are you gonna go buy it? Are you gonna go buy it right now? I mean, not now. Like, you're gonna go buy it if it was a 3 of.
if it's needed, like. For the deck that I want to run, I'll go buy it, the $20.
But are you? My question really comes down to: are you going to play this game?
I'm actually thinking about it. Yeah.
Okay.
Like the main reason that I don't go to Forceful is that my actual locals, like which is like 2 minutes down the road, doesn't carry it, and the only win is like an hour and a half away through Los Angeles, and I don't want to do that.
But there's a chance they'll play this for a bit.
Right. Exactly. And if they host it and if they're playing it and if they're we get a little bit of a scene or whatever, like I could definitely see myself kind of.
That'd be cool. Get a whole new opinion from you than us delivering information and you interpreting it.
But I don't know. Especially if we pick it up and we like it, and if you guys like it and I go and try it, then
I liked what I've seen so far. We'll see what else happens. But moving on from there, we do have Will Power Rewards were sent out. I received mine.
Yeah.
I forget what rank it was, but it's the rank where you're only going to get. I dropped them. 3 of them. I got 3. There is 5 total. I'll just post pictures. They're better quality pictures at this point in the video.
I don't know if you can tell, but that front side is textured.
Yeah. And then you flip it over, and boom, they're all shiny, hollow-looking cards. Almost.
Bring them back
almost. What?
Bring them like back so the camera focuses on them. Like back.
No, that's fine, Joe.
They're what's it called? They're being said to be kind of like the way the Pokemon does their rainbow foils.
That's what they're supposed to be.
But I like them. They're not bad. Lucifer does. Listen, my only issue, and I think Colin has the same one, is just Lucifer goes like a cop out with the way they did it. The other cards look pretty cool. I really like Arthur. I think you're gonna like Arthur too when you see it.
I think a lot of people were like really negative, but I also saw a lot of other people saying like, "Wow, those actually looked really cool," and they're like really excited for it.
You can get your hands on it, and then I think I enjoy it.
Well, keep in mind, we haven't seen all 5, and one of the ones that we got was one that everyone agreed looked fine, but we'll see. I haven't seen them in person, but based on the pictures and stuff, and then also hearing what Jeff said they were supposed to be, I was pretty disappointed, especially of it not being new. Like, we already got the alt arts, and we're getting these, and we're only getting 1 copy of each of these 5 rulers, and then it just felt like it was just like filtered through, like I said, a Photoshop filter, and it had an interesting foiling or something done to it. When Jeff had said they wanted to do rainbow foiling like Pokemon did, and I was like, oh, that would have been cool, because I really like the rainbow foiling and stuff that Pokemon does. So having like the outline of the character on this rainbow background would have been really pretty. And this one kind of like, I don't know, it feels kind of grindy, like the colors like don't mesh super well with the foiling on the background, because you kind of have to like mute the colors or something, especially on Lucifer mainly. Adam it works real well with, because it's a more yellowy shiny backdrop of the foiling, but I feel like it doesn't work as well for Lucifer. And I forget what the other 2 look like off the top of my head that you don't have in hand.
I just think it's cool. Like there's a part where it's like an absence of image and it's just straight foil, which is really nice looking.
You see, oh yeah, that is cool. But see, you had the community that was like, oh, a lot disliked it and some liked it. But this is the first time that's really happened, I think, for Willpower Awards. Usually it's pretty universal of everyone liking what the Willpower Awards are. So it does bum me out that as very obviously, whatever route this was, not everyone was going to like, which I thought was interesting. Why not do the other alternative? Because we've had alt-arts, we've had just straight Uber prints of them that there weren't Ubers of, and different things like that. And everyone's always been happy with them. So I thought it was interesting that this didn't go over as well. I feel like it was mainly because of whatever they did for the image itself before the foiling process. I'm sure is perfectly fine, but I don't know.
I think there's also an expectation that there'd be a VIP. Now, is that something that maybe I can't always remember what we report on, but is that something that was actually supposed to be like a VIP stamp card this go around?
I don't think it was ever confirmed or denied. It might have been asked and sort of like left up in the air, but I don't think it was ever straight up denied or ever straight up confirmed off the top of my head. Because currently, if you guys have been following this, if you gotten VIP last season, you were told you were going to get the rewards for this one, but you end up only getting 2 of the 5 cards, and that's all you're going to get, it looks like. Has anyone received those? Yeah, some people have received, because that's how we know you only get 2 out of the 5. I feel like that's a lot slower, though, than the main ones. I haven't gotten it, for example. So I guess it goes out with my other theory, because I was about to say one of the theories I had seen was maybe VIPs, if you were a VIP this season or last season, there'd be a VIP promo. And that's going to be sent separately, and that's why we're waiting to get our last season, or not last season. If you're a VIP last season, you're getting 2 cards, you would also get a stamp promo or something like that. And that's why those are being delayed. But some people have gotten it. So I guess there's just no VIP promo straight up.
I mean, we'll see for sure soon, but yeah, that's what we're seeing for now.
So hopefully I get my card soon.
Yeah. All right. Here you go. Are you calling? You ready, man? You got a whole 25 minutes to go over this. as of
Are we done with Willpower Awards? That was all you guys' thoughts?
that's all I had.
What,
Did you have anything else you want to say?
I personally
You guys had a crap ton of thoughts. Apparently, we need to stop talking about stuff in the chat.
Colin complained not even a few minutes ago. Oh, we're gonna get to this point. I'm gonna be so mad when I can't talk about what I want to talk about.
When we finish finish talking about stuff, and we're at that point, or we're still talking about stuff at that point.
Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to keep it going so you get your time.
No, I'm just saying. You guys are suddenly like, oh no, Willpower Awards anyways, when in the chat you guys had paragraphs.
I didn't have any paragraphs.
We didn't.
Maybe not Joey, but...
I mean, I said I thought they looked cool.
Yeah. But, so the next...
You reported about this on your news, so I'm sure a lot of you already saw that, where it was like an issue with, is it Catskill New York? What's it called? Catskill?
Yeah.
Had a WGPQ that was going to be coming up in a couple of weeks. I think it was May 20th or something like that. And, or 14th, I don't know. And it was like in the air, right? If it was going to happen or not, because there's some issue with the actual store trying to get prizing kit. Apparently they're concerned they wouldn't get it on time and they didn't want to ship it out. There's a lot going on. Is there more you want to fill in on that? Because I don't remember all the details. I just remember waking up this morning and I was getting a message like, hold on, don't make any videos. Like, let me get you all the information.
Yeah, so this was something that I talked about on the news. And was it this last week's news? Or I think it was the week before. It was this most recent. It was
the most recent.
I don't believe you for a
Look
second. But, so basically, yeah, like Oscar said, oh, dang it, apparently Google sent me out of everything.
He's super fact-checking
and
Oscar.
He's what?
He's fact-checking you so hard. He's like, no, I'm going to look up my video.
He could just click on the app and then look at the videos that we've done recently. And then...
yeah, I'm committed.
There it is. Okay. It's last video we did. New York GP trouble.
Yeah, well, it threw me off because there was supposed to be gameplay this week.
Yeah, well, I played games with you, so I didn't have time to edit, so that's your fault.
What? That doesn't make... Okay, if I ever use that excuse, guys, oh my god. Basically, there was a post last night, this morning, somewhere around
It was
there,
this morning, so I woke up and it was like about an hour old.
Yeah.
Like around 10 a.m. this morning is when it posted or something. Central.
Yeah. Are you... Okay.
I was confirming the time for you.
Yeah, but then you went on a whole thing. A simple yes would have gone.
We are just revving Colin up. We're just riding him up just to let him loose once we get to the actual discussion. Oscar's on purpose. He's like, no.
Well, and now I'm all wary too because Oscar's like, oh yeah, I like how everyone always gets mad at Colin for being negative. It's because you guys are negative, and then we go on the podcast. You're like, wow, what a great day, tee. And I'm like, what? After I've already said all the negative stuff, and you guys are like, wow, Colin, you sure are negative. I'm like, you guys pointed me in this direction, so this wasn't even me.
We pointed you in the direction.
You guys are like, wow, look at this thing, right, Colin? I'm like, oh yeah, geez. They're like, ha ha ha, you're so negative, Colin. Anyways, but yeah, so the owner of the store that was hosting the New York GP posted this morning, so this is Sunday that we're recording this, saying that the GP was canceled officially. His exact... Well, actually, I have screenshots on my phone. This would be a lot easier.
My response that I was leading Colin into all this stuff was, that's pretty crappy that they're still canceling GPs. That's about it. That's all I said in the chat. So, Colin, you can't talk.
They're not. Negative. So,
listen. What we need to do is just get that GP kit sent to Richardson, Texas, to let them roast the WGPQ, and we can go to it. That's all we need.
He said through a former employee of Force of Will, he was informed that Catskill New York GP is canceled. Kim nor any representative of Force of Will was unwilling. Also, side note, his grammar was really bad. Like, it sounds like it was translated from Japanese. Anyways,
new conspiracy.
Kim nor any Senator First Will was unwilling to contact me directly about the cancellation. He said, truth is, I was likely to cancel the event because I have not received a response to my inquiry to him and the Force Will Company for almost a week now. With no communication, I would have been forced to cancel this event anyway. I truly feel bad for the players. The actions from the CEO and throughout the company have been poor. I hope there's a replacement event from the Force Will Company fulfills the promises to the organizer. He said, I will not be able to respond to any messaging here because I'm removing myself from this group. If anyone has any questions, please email me at this email. For the record, that's a lie. I emailed him and did not get a response. And also messaged him on Facebook and did not get a response.
Well, to be fair, he didn't say he would reply to the messages, did he? He just said, if you have any further questions, email me here. And then he
email him.
You know what he's doing? It's just like, you want to know how Force Will treated me? Here it is. Here's my email.
So, well, I'll go over this point by point real quick and sort of get your guys' response and all that. But real quick, so the first, and this is why I say it sounded broken. As of 8:48 a.m., I provide an Easter gift I have received. Through a former employee of Force of Will, I was informed that the Catskill NY WGP is canceled. The former employee we're pretty sure is Jeff, Jeff had commented saying that he had reached out to both parties trying to see if he could get something to happen. I have no love or obligations to the operating company anymore, but I do love the players and amazing people we have supporting the game. I want to have the people enjoy the game. I'm obviously all for strong communication channels and stepped out of the shadows briefly. He said the Japanese company seems to have basically canceled the event without messaging to confirm with him. This may have been for a myriad of reasons, and I don't care to speculate, presumably with unfulfilled agreements on behalf of my time at the company when we were helping and we could pay for judges, etc. He was told the event was no longer happening from the Japan company's end and just put that information into its rightful place. So that's what he was talking about for that, which I thought was interesting.
So just to get that clear, because I wasn't 100% on that. So Jeff heard from Force of Will that they were canceling, and then he said that he sent it to the store owner.
Correct.
Okay, because when he said like he got that information to its rightful place, I was just like super weird like wording. So I wasn't like
like it sounds like according to him that he was told that it was being canceled from the company, like, or maybe heard from about it and decided to let him know so that that guy was aware that he wouldn't be receiving his pricing. I can't confirm because once again, I not to anyone's fault, but I tried to confirm with Jeff exactly what was going on, and haven't heard a reply from him either. Basically, everyone on a specific side of this issue, which would be the side of the store owner, I haven't heard anything yet. The opposite side, I've heard a lot of. So we'll see how this goes.
The opposite side here. Not being Force of Will, right? Like
correct. Anyone, obviously no one from Force Will. I've tried reaching out to Force Will. Okay. No one will contact me. Jeff didn't respond. The owner of the store hasn't responded to me. Rob isn't responding to me. Literally, I can't get anyone on that side to just... Because I just want to be like, hey, just give me a screenshot of anything that just help, proves. Because a lot of this is just, hey, I said this, I said this, I said this, I said this type of thing. And I just want to get a single screenshot, which I do have of one side. And I just need the screenshots of the other side, one screenshot to confirm. But we'll go over that in a bit here. But so that's super unfortunate. I kind of bummed out that no one's communicating. Everyone's complaining about Force of Will not communicating, and then no one's communicating what's actually going on and just leaving players to speculate. Players who are trying to go into an event now can't because of this. Players who we've bought plane tickets, bought hotels, asked time off work, different things like that. Now, what are they going to do? Is there going to be a replacement? I don't know. I was told Force will make an announcement hopefully by the time this podcast comes up, so maybe we'll know maybe if there's a replacement within a couple mile radius, so it won't matter really at the end of the day, which would be ideal.
This wasn't the one coming up, was it?
No, the one that I'm going to?
Yeah.
No, this is still a month out.
Okay. But still, it's a month is still pretty bad. I'm just trying to make sure I didn't actually know when exactly.
Well, that's why I'm going that's why I'm going in point by point.
Yeah.
Oscar?
What?
Your thoughts?
Any thoughts?
Oh, I mean, it sucks. I did see that the New York player base had other stores to play at. I guess for those who did book the flights and hotels to at least go play Force of Will somewhere. It's not a WGPQ or anything, but at least you can hang out with the community and play some games or something like
that's
that.
like a consolation prizes.
You could.
Which is cool. I mean, that's just that community reaching out, which I thought was pretty awesome.
Yeah,
which we've seen that community is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really like, it really sucks that this is happening too, especially because like, they had already canceled like a bunch of them, and then they still had some, they still had ones available, and then they're starting to, just because of bad communication or whatever it is.
Yeah,
there's leading to more cancellations.
You say they, I am assuming meaning Force Will canceled
yeah.
them. I kind of don't feel like that's what's happening here. It sounds like it's a store,
but
issue. That's just, I don't know what happened. They're just
it sounded to me that like they weren't able to provide the like support to the store, and that's why they ended up canceling it. Like Force Will essentially, like I feel like it's on them because they didn't communicate anything at all to the store. Like they probably emailed Force Will asking like, hey, so are we gonna get at like any pricing, any boxes? I don't know. Are we gonna get any judges? Do we need to supply all those stuff? And then there's just nothing. Like if you're talking to, like, I don't know.
I feel like a couple things. One, this should have been like a foreseen issue, just that it could have been something that happened, period. But I don't think it helped that the whole company hands shifted, which made the situation worse, is what it really is.
Well, one thing that was pointed out, though, is the company hands shifting and all of the paid invites being revoked has been known for months now. So, like, why is this just now being brought up by the store owner of like, hey, wait, I was promised paid invites. Where are these when the company, or it was announced that all the paid invites were going to be going away after that company shift? And it was weird that I feel like this should have been an issue raised right when that announcement happened months ago. That way, people who wanted to buy tickets and stuff, plane tickets, could have been like, oh, wait, let me put a pause and wait to see what happens.
Yeah.
Not 1 month before, or less than a month before the event.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I also don't know what all goes into a GP, like on the store's end, like if they need support from the company at all,
or what goes into running a store. Like it could have been communication error. Somebody who's running the store could have been like, "This is cool," and somebody who actually owned the store is like, "Wait, I thought we are getting this," and they're just finding out later like that's the case.
I don't know.
Well, funny you say that, Oscar.
Was there a segue?
Let me just unplug my Segway from the charger. Beep beep. So basically, from what I had heard, was might be, I don't know if it's a communication problem or what, but basically when people contact the store to try and get stuff organized for the event, both from the company and others, they ask for the owner, and instead the manager says, no, I handle all the events, including all Force of Will events. I have all my contact info, here it is, we'll organize all this out. And so the owner then comes out later and is like, hey, I never heard anything, or none of this was communicated, but all of this being communicated to the person who is the manager of the store, who is getting all of this done. So it's this weird thing of like, is the manager not communicating with the owner, or is the owner just saying the manager isn't communicating to them? Like something's wrong on that end, at least.
I don't know. I can kind of see that, like, if let's say the owner also owns, like, he's like the CEO of the company or whatever, and manager is just the manager, like he might have decided that he doesn't need to bother the CEO / owner with all this, like all the nitty-gritty details, but it is weird that there's no communication at all. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. But I could see that, like, the management was like, hey, like the buck stops here, I organize all this stuff, this is all, they should be getting to that guy, because that guy's, what is the owner going to do technically? Like, he probably doesn't know the actual operations and how to go about doing it.
It's also just showing like signs of a poorly run store from the sounds of it.
Yeah.
And that combined with, a company that's not super communicative and has broken English, I think it's just this multi-layered problem. But at the end of the day, even if you're not getting the price support and all that stuff, you're still a store that's hosting this WGPQ. You're going to make money off of this no matter what. and players are already promised this event's going to happen and stuff. Like, why not
just go
run the event? Like, yeah, it's super weird to be like, oh, this sucks for the players, but the company's doing this, and it's like, yeah, even if the company was sucking hardcore and not communicating, but it still comes down to you. You could run it, have lower price. If it's suddenly canceled and it's not a GP anymore, you're getting a bunch of free players flying in, willing to give you a crap ton of money. Offload all your Force of Will promos, offload that you don't care about that you're getting for free. Offload, regular a high value Force of Will card that you're going to get all your money back from $30 entry fees and stuff like that. There's a bunch of different routes. You have players, as I covered in the news, who are willing to pay for World's Invites. They're paying $200 a piece to pay for a World's Invite to incentivize. You can still do that World's Invite, or ask them if they could channel that money into prizing within the event itself, like $500 for first prize, etc. There's a lot of avenues you could go, and it sounds like maybe the Force Will base isn't huge there, but the one that is there is super dedicated. So he easily could have made something happen, and him leaving the Force Will Global Group,
I feel like,
in addition to canceling that event, in addition to, I forgot to mention this on the news, but the players who were at our store said he's been trying to get rid of Force Will for a while now. He doesn't like Force Will. If it sounds like just him just trying to push the game out and be done with it type of thing. And like I said, this sounds one-sided, so I apologize if there's another side, but like, waiting on stuff.
Like, this is the only thing we can talk about.
I'll pin a comment if there's something significant I need to add to this.
It does sound like that. It does sound kind of like that he's going like scorched earth, kind of just washing his hands of it all. I think that's especially if you're hearing.
It also could be. It could be half and half also. Like I said, the company is sort of known for not being super communicative. So, at least with the players, it seems like they're more communicative with possibly some of the actual distributors or store owners. So, we'll see. But I'll move on to the second paragraph now of the post. No, we won't. Don't worry, it's not going to be this long. We've already covered most of this thing. But one thing I wanted to go over, he said, truth is I was likely to cancel this event because he has not received a response from Force of Will company for almost a week now. To be fair, it's right around the 1 week mark, but I have seen proof that the company did communicate with him. They had sent him asking if he had received the GP promos from Rob. And they gave a list of everything he should have received, and he said... I don't know if it's the owner or manager, I think it's the manager, said that he hadn't, and what to do about judges. And Forcer responded like, basically, hey, we'll figure out judges after. Let's first figure out the promo situation. How many players do you estimate will be there, etc., so they can figure out how many cards to send him for, judge promos and regular promos and playmats and all that type of stuff. And it looks like they didn't respond to that. And the interesting thing was the date of those emails was when the first incident where I talked about in the news of him coming out and saying he hasn't heard any communication from Force Will was the same day that, and 2 days prior or something like that was when those emails came in. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Maybe the communication stopped right there. I don't have any emails past that, so whether that means there were none or I just haven't seen those, I don't know. But that was an interesting thing to note as well. Any thoughts on that?
Sounds like he should have gotten them from Rob. And, I mean, according to the CEO, and I'm doing, like, air quotes there in case you guys didn't see, like, because it could have been just, Kim passing the blame on to Rob, or Rob could have dropped the ball, or I don't know. It's all really crazy. It's hard to, kind of get all this information and where it's coming from and everything. But I mean,
yeah.
I mean, judges too. Like, what they don't have it. Like, Force Will doesn't have a judge program or anything. So
that's true. It technically doesn't, but we know who the judges are, so it's not too big a deal.
So when the owner or manager was talking to Force Will about the judge issue, like, what are we going to do about judges? What could Force Will have done about judges? Like, would they have been able to pay for the judges? Would they have contacted all the
Force
judges
Will
in that location? Like, I don't understand what they could have done on their side about judges.
He specifically asked for contact info and stuff like that for judges. Like, where does he go for judges? Force would have provided that. As far as paying the judges, neither him nor the company would do that. The usual jig is you give them like the Hanzo promos and stuff like that they can sell and compensate them from their trip, or they can keep, up to them. And that's usually how most card games works, is you pay them in product and promo stuff that they can then turn around and sell, which makes it good for them because they have two options, and they can usually sell it for a decent amount, and better for the company because it's way cheaper to give people product than to actually pay the money. So that's usually the route most card games go. But yeah,
it's an unfortunate situation.
It's
is it so?
Yeah.
At this point, the question is it just permanently canceled, or is there a possibility of like resurrecting us and like the company's like, hey, here's your kit, here's this and that, or is it like they wanted that invite,
Like that store specifically?
Yeah, it's that one store.
The way it sounded to me.
Go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, the owner does not sound like he's going to respond to much and like bring it back. If it sounds to me, and I don't, that even if Forcible tried to reach out now and like get all this going, he might just say, screw it and decide not to revive it. Like, I mean, closing down the event, leaving the Forcible Global, and just kind of saying like, yeah, we're really sorry, but we're not hosting it. Sounds like, he could, like I said, he could just be going like scorched earth, washing his hands. He's out of the game. Like he is just stopping the GP there. Even if there were moves
and to be fair,
it might not help.
That is something. To be fair, that's something I asked him in the email I'd sent him, was saying like, is something, would you be open to hosting this again if based on certain criteria? Is there something you're waiting on the company to do to allow you to host or something like that? So maybe he'll respond back and I'll be able to pin that below. But from everything I've heard, I doubt he would host it again. But from what I asked, it sounds like there's other stores that could host it that are in relative from the airport, same distance, that are big enough to host the event. So maybe if they act quick enough, Forcible can find something to replace it, because it's essentially just a store that's big enough, opening up their doors for a big Magic event. Essentially, is all it is. So I feel like there's a good chance, if the company acts quick and professionally, they could easily fix this pretty quickly. Unless it was them who, like Jeff said, if the company legit tried canceling it or something like that, then there's nothing we can do about it. But hopefully there's an announcement from the company in the next by the time this comes out.
Because the question is like, why would they cancel it? Because there's still one more WGBQ held in store later this year, and that's the one in Arizona, like, right? Jesse James Comics. So it's like, does that mean they're trying to cancel that one too? If that's the case, like, why just one of them? So,
which one is that?
I know you're trying to type. I said it's weird to say that the company is planning to cancel this one, because if that's the case, why this one? And there's still one more held at a store later this year, the one in Arizona for Jesse James Comics. It's like,
I mean, if it was the company, too? Yeah, I was about to say, if it was the company, then that one's probably would be canceled too. They just wouldn't tell us.
Until
we'd have
before. Interesting.
Yeah. But I guess that's all I have on that topic. I'll say on a lighter note, we have in a week, or this week coming up, WGBQ Northfield, which is in Minnesota, which Colin will be going to. So you can visit Colin, wave at him. I have some extra coins you can take with you, I guess, if you want to hand some coins out.
Oh, that's probably good.
Yeah, I'll be a lot of the time hopefully streaming with Jeremy, and then until someone important comes on, and then they'll come on and I'll go take to the floor and have all my equipment to film the GP, interview people. And so if you guys want to come and talk about stuff, just come find me while I'm on the floor, not streaming, but when I'm actually on the floor with my camera, and we can film a quick interview as well, because I want to try and I can do a cool compilation and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty excited. And
a lot of green ones.
And if you guys are from the area, what the heck does Minnesota do, like, for food? What is Minnesota known for? I was trying to find this out, and it looks like wild rice soup was the only thing I found, and that doesn't sound right. So if you guys can let me know what the heck I need to look out for, because Because I don't know.
And Colin doesn't like onions, so just remember that.
Yeah, I don't like onions or tomatoes. Most vegetables I don't like, except for salad. I like salad.
You could have left it onions, and then that would have been fine. But now they know you're picky.
No, because they're
going.
like, oh,
Let's
cool.
keep
Here's
going.
a tomato chunk soup.
Let's just keep
Here's
going.
tomato chunk soup, and I'll be like, it has no onions in it. I'll be like, well, yeah, but the whole thing is a solid thing I don't like. I don't.
Let's keep it going. He also doesn't like sour cream. He doesn't like.
Well, no one likes sour cream.
Doesn't like what nuts in his desserts, like cakes.
I like certain nuts, like pistachios, peanuts,
in your
and
cake?
certain like Snickers bar. Oh yeah, no one likes nuts in their cakes.
Yeah.
If you want a cake, you just want cake. You want to be like, oh, that's a cake.
Also,
like,
you know what?
Crunch.
Let me
That's
know,
weird.
guys. Is it weird to eat spaghetti and have milk with it? Like milk's supposed to go with spaghetti. I think it's weird.
Milk goes with most things. Joey.
No, because Joey loves milk. Joey drinks like a gallon a day. I'm not gonna ask Joey.
Milk does go with everything though.
No.
Yeah, except for ice cream.
Like
ice cream is the only
milk
exception.
is just a staple dinner drink. Like,
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Anyways,
have milk with any dinner items.
back to what we're talking about. You'll find Colin.
Name a dinner in the comments below that milk does not go with. I want to know.
Yeah, there you go. And you can check out Colin if you're going to be there. He'll be playing Epic Stories for sure, right?
Yeah, unless there's some crazy thing happening on the stream. But I'm bringing my
It's
Epic Stories deck.
It's day 2 event.
Yeah, but if it's top 8 and it's like, oh, it's 6 pandas here, then I'll be like, see you guys, I'm gonna go stream. But yeah, I'll be bringing my Epic Stories deck. I'll be bringing a couple different decks because I'll bring 2 New Frontiers deck, an Epic Stories deck, and a Wanderer deck at minimum. So if I ever want to spontaneously, I'm ready for anything they have going on for side events day 2. We'll see. I'm not a big Pauper guy.
Colin's like, oh, I'm totally ready for Genesis.
No,
Mr. I'm going to have every duck ready with me.
Does anyone besides Jeff play Genesis?
No. Jeff played Origin. We're talking about Genesis, which is...
Oh.
No. Oh, wait. There's more. Advanced. Do you have an advanced deck?
Advanced, that doesn't even sound like a thing.
No one play. Maybe a cluster deck.
Italy just held their first event. I retweeted it. We'll see if we'll throw it up on the website here in a few days. Not too soon. It's not there yet. But they held their first tournament with it, so there's deck list for it now. What's the other one Benjamin Bargetti just created?
I don't even know. I was reading a little bit of it, and I was like, yeah, I'm over it. And I just scrolled on. I'm not big into like, a whole lot of different... Yeah. The one I am interested in is that whoever's making is the Nemesis format. I'm kind of interested in that.
Yeah, but anyways, you guys can catch Colin over at that WGPQ. Yeah. Make sure to say hi. He'll have coins with him. I thought I'd see something else about that. But it's this weekend, so it'll be cool to see some events.
I'm pretty excited. I'm gonna get there. Hopefully, there's enough time or enough people, or hopefully there's enough space because I really Friday want to go see Avengers Endgame again. I already know I'm going to want to see it again, so maybe I can find a theater with enough spots. But if you guys are going there, maybe we can do a huge Avengers party, and it'd be great.
And then take on to the best restaurant I can tell you that represents Minnesota.
Yeah, treat me good. Treat me good.
That's it. That's all we got. And we didn't even hit 50 minutes, so Colin cried for nothing. And,
whoa, what?
We'll see y'all next time.
54 minutes and 26 seconds. See you next time.
No, first of all, there was us trying to set up to record. There was us trying to set up to record.
54.
Okay, we'll see you
We
guys.
had to do clap-ins and everything. Bye.